many companies can increase their gains quite significantly, and many individuals will so the gains so far are not spread evenly across the globe. But what is spread evenly are the CO2 emissions that we can see that are increasing significantly. And these CO2 emissions are speeding up climate change, and those countries that are hit most intensely are the more developed countries. In particular, the small island states with the increase of sea level, but also other nations that don't have the capabilities yet to deal with climate change. So what can AI do in this regard? I think first of all we need to use AI first and foremost to address climate change. And this can happen in three particular ways. First of all is adaptation, to help developing countries to develop solutions to make better forecasts, to prepare their cities or their infrastructure from climate change hazards. Secondly, in terms of mitigation, to help them use AI to develop a clean energy system and to develop a clean industry. And thirdly, also in terms of climate finance, and I like the point of Jay about trust, because it is so to developing countries in terms of climate finance, for example, for renewable energy funds, because there's a lack of reliable data, and that's where companies like yours can come in and show reliable data. How can an investor from Abu Dhabi, from Europe, from the US build up a solar power plant in, let's say, in any African country? And I think that's a point where AI can really have a significant role. And I want to take your point, Mohammed, also in mind, because you were saying we should build the data centers where the energy is clean. Why don't we think like this? Why don't we build the clean energy at the same time while we build the data centers in countries that have the right weather conditions? And I particularly want to point out Africa, because Africa holds 60% of global renewable energy capacities in theory, but it receives only 1% of finance. So I think there's a big chance to develop data centers and renewable energy simultaneously.
I'd like to have any comments on the recent COP30?
Well, I think at the moment, global climate policy is somehow on survival mode, to put it like that, because it's incredibly difficult to have great breakthroughs when the US is not on board. Still, there are some impact decisions, particularly on protecting the tropical rainforests, but definitely we will need stronger support from the US in the next years to make big leaps on the policy field. And in the meantime, we hope that the private sector will push the needle and make progress.
Thank you. Then PJ, that's